In this section, we will be using the line chart, but we'll make a little bit this line chart a little bit different, and we will try to make it a dynamic as well as the change in the way that the normal line chart looks. Okay, so let's have some data. So we will be having a months and then sale of different months. So we have got January, February, and let's pull it down till December. And then we have the sales data for different months. Okay, so we'll be creating that data. So ran between say 2000 to say 5000, and then we can just drag it drop here. So we have this data here. Okay, so we have got sales data and then sales related to month. Okay. So what we can do here is, in normal what we used to do is to create a line chart that would reflect the sale. Okay, so if you want to see the maximum sale, so we know that it is in the month of the September because the peak is high. Okay, so if the sale, if the peaks are quite close enough, then it will be difficult for us to identify which is the highest peak. Okay, so to understand that peak point, okay, what we can do is to have some point that will be moving along with that. Okay, so let's keep this aside and let's prepare our data. So we have say peak point. So we'll be using the function here. Okay, so if max of so max of all this number, sorry, let like this. Okay, this is equal to max of this. Okay, so let's freeze it. Then what it will do is to give us the value of 1, else it will be a blank space. And then we can drag it down to here. Okay, and go to the chart we have. Okay, chart design, select data and add data. So we have got peak point here and we have got, so we got one data here. Okay, so we can go to chart data type and go for the combo. We'll change the upper one as the line chart and the lower one as the column. Okay, so secondary axis. Okay. So what is happening here, that we have got this as the maximum set. Okay, now let's resize this and make it a little more good. Okay, so we can also freeze this. Okay, it and say start at end at 5000. And this one as 1. Okay, so it will be taking the maximum space because we know that since we have in our random data, okay, so let it here be the random data in between 2000 to 5000 we have taken. So we have got 2000 to 5000, so it will be freezed at 5000. Okay. So let it make a little smaller, a thinner one. So it will be a thinner. So we have got this one. Okay, and then we can just remove this line. Oh, sorry. And change this. text color as, so it is not visible now. You can remove the grid line. So every time what happens if the data is changing, let's say, so this is this will be keep on changing if the data are changing. Okay. So if we just copy paste and refresh this data, so it has moved from earlier it was on November, then it has moved to October. So whatever the higher size it will be keeping and giving us the information that this is higher. Okay. Now we can have this plot areas, okay, with marker, and then we can have a, say, marker options as built in, and then we can take it as, so we have got some data, and then we, for the line we can make it a little as smooth line. Okay. So when we are working for the peak, we can go for that. But when we are working with data related to, say, for example, those into HR will be working with the data related to, in the number of joining during the period and so on. Okay. So it will be smooth. It will be preferred to have the smooth one. But when we are working with the sales kind of data, it is preferred to have the information related to that the data should be non-smooth. The graph should be non-smooth.